This is a member of the Voice of Reason. I'm coming to you, and now today I am discussing the top three signs that maybe you should try listening to people at street. The top three times that you, the working class, or polite society, or those who basically don't know what it means to actually struggle. You see, it's called street smarts, back alley knowledge, certain insights that only people who come from a rough background, would rough background knowledge of things that people would know. And unfortunately, I come from a rough family background. I'm not gonna make it. I've made no secret of that. However, the upside of that is that I've also learned street smarts. Da da da! Yay! I am here. I'm going to discuss the top three times when listening to somebody who has street smarts knows what they're talking about. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna go with three because there's only three up the top of my. I didn't. I'm normally I read to list these things down, and these are the top three things that are off the top of my head. Um, Number one, when a recovering alcoholic pretty much gives you do's and do nots as far as regarding your teen, that is the one time where it's time to actually listen to them. Why? Because nine out of 10 recovering alcoholics today started drinking when they as young as 12. A lot of them just started doing a lot of recovering alcoholics have we've done a lot of stupid things we're not proud of. We don't like it. On top of that, if anybody knows how to lie, scheme, and connive our way around into a fucked up situation to debauch and do whatever we want, it's us. We've learned the art of lying and manipulating and getting our way. That's what drunks do. When you want to avoid responsibility and avoid actually answering for the shit that you pulled, that's what we do. That comes to the territory. Sucks, but it's the truth. Let's see. Number two, when the child of a former drug dealer pretty much knows how to properly ditch a stash of narcotics to keep you out of prison, or knows how to help the person who's overdosed alive, it's best to listen to that child, regardless of their age. If they give you a piece of wisdom that actually may help, like stick charcoal down their throat, or if somebody took too much angel dust, take a cold compress, rub it on their forehead and the back of their neck. This is knowledge that the child of a drug dealer or someone who's been in the world too many drugs. It's illegal, wrong, yes. It's a crime, yes. But when you're forced into a world like that, when your parents or a loved one or relative is doing that, and you're kind of exposed to it, you're gonna learn. You're gonna be exposed to things that normally most kids are. They're gonna be exposed to shit that most kids aren't, which means they're gonna know a few things that they're gonna know a few survival tactics in a world like that. They pretty much they know what to watch out for. And so it's usually best to listen to the child who grew up in the drug world, and not that they wanted it. It's like, yay, I want to constantly look over my shoulder. I want to worry about the cops raiding my bedroom and looking through my underwear drawer for illegal cash and drugs. Yeah, no, it's not like they signed up for that shit. They didn't. It's the world they kind of get forced into. However, the one good thing that comes out of it is they're able to keep all their friends alive and out of that world and say, no, you don't want to get mixed up with this shit. And they don't say anything, but because what are you going to do? Oh, yes, let me open my mouth and let my parents get locked up to where I'm in foster care or juvenile home and I'm a product of the system. So they keep their mouth shut because it keeps mom and dad in their lives, and in their logic, that's what they know is right. However, that becomes normal to them. When the parents get busted or they get killed or whatever due to various circumstances, like those are the two major circumstances, or they just naturally quit on their own and stop doing it, they carry with them street smarts, back alley knowledge that most of the kids do not know. Number three, last but not least, all right. This is pay attention, very very close attention now. Husbands, fathers, pastors, deacons, ministers, all of you, please, please, please pay attention to this one. If the son or daughter of a womanizer and a constant philanderer, or someone who comes from a family of womanizers, tells you you need to watch out for that guy, you need to listen to that person. They know what they're talking about. It means that since the cradle, they've been forced to put up with assholes like that. They have a dozen or more male relatives like that, and they've been in more fistfights and have kicked more of their relatives in the balls and poured buckets of ice water more crotches than they care to admit, because it was the only way to either A, prevent some girl from screaming rape, or B, some angry husband from breaking their face. Yeah, so usually when somebody comes from a family of womanizers, and philandering is a kind of all is a harsh reality that they've been forced to deal with since the cradle. They know what to look out for. They can smell people like that a mile away, and they generally they know what to look for. For example, I come from a family of womanizers, and it's embarrassing, and I hate to admit that. There's, I don't like it any more than the next guy, but usually when someone like me says, dude, you need to watch out for that guy, I'm the guy who usually says, yeah, maybe it's better that you listen. Or, I'm also recovering. I'll admit, I'm also a recovering alcoholic. Once upon a time, I did have a pretty bad drinking problem, and I was a teenage alcoholic. So if anybody would be able I could tell a parent two things. A, your daughter's barely 18. That 40-something-year-old guy is hitting on your daughter. No, he is hitting on your daughter. Doesn't matter if he's married. Your daughter is hilariously attractive for her age. You need to watch out. Why? I come from a family of womanizers and a family of drunk and a long line of drunks. It sucks, but that's what I was forced into. I mean, I didn't ask for it. Also, drugs were huge. I also got exposed to drugs at an early age. I learned a lot of things, but learned piece of backstreet wisdom. There's a lot more, but these are the top 3 signs where it's best to learn. These are the top 3 signs you have to watch out for when you're watching out for when you need to listen to people who know street smarts. And if you like what you saw, please subscribe below. See that right below me? Yeah, right. Well, it's gonna be flipped around. Either on either side of the screen, right below my chest. You want to click on that and click on the little Liberty Bell looking thing, so that you can at least see more of my views. Help me get at least 500 subscribers. I'm asking, please. Or at least if nothing else, to hit my 200 mark. So yeah, now that you know the 3 signs, remember, listen to those 3 signs, and I hope to God some of you at least walk away with some insights about this. Especially that third one, because there's a lot of dirty old men out there, and there's a lot of dirty young men out there, and there's a lot of guys who just simply who think with their phallus and they don't think with their brain, and they don't consider that. You know what? Maybe it's best that I take a cold shower and stop. Why? Because my need to charm this girl out of her panties is going to end up ruining a marriage or ruining a life. And the part that sucks about doing all 3 of these things is that people do these things and they never consider who they hurt. So, these are the 3 pieces of wisdom that's best to listen, because these are 3 major pieces of wisdom that are killing our country. And then if you want to sit there and do anything at all, take my advice and do just exactly that. I will be doing another video as in the top 10 signs that to show that a guy's lying to you about fucking your girl. Anyway, this is a member of the Voice of Reason. Keep an eye out. Pay heed to these warnings. Aho.